What travels the wrong way along a motorway at 12 miles per hour? Yes, baby.
There's an elderly man in a Morris Minor.
No, it's one of those motorised wheelchairs.
There you go, you were both going for the same thing. Well, no, this is an effect we might all have experienced on motorways, and a deeply unpleasant one, and yet a perplexing one. There was a wonderful New Yorker cartoon where it showed a huge traffic jam and a man looking in a puzzled way at a sign that said, "Traffic jam clears inexplicably 3 miles ahead."
Yeah.
And that's the phenomenon we're looking at if you drive. You know that sometimes you can be in this terrible traffic jam and then it will magically clear. No cones, no police, there's not been anything wrong, and you think, well, what was that about? And there's a science which is like fluid dynamics, but they use things called kinematic wave equations. And what happens is a car will suddenly brake, and the car behind it will brake, and the car behind it will brake, and so on and so on. And so it sends a ripple effect back through the traffic.
Oh, yeah.
And the one ahead can start off again quite cheerfully, saying, "Oh, it was only a pigeon diving at my windscreen." But the other ones are still slowing down. And they continue to, going backwards. There you see them backing up. And they continue to back up for quite long distances, while the ones ahead are free. But they've discovered that pulse backwards of braking travels on average about 12 miles an hour. And can cause big jams.
Presumably, you get the same effect when there's a police car in the slow lane doing 68.
Oh, yes. So annoying.
Everyone
You
doing
inch past
68,
it.
yeah.
If I just... I bet police love that.
Do you ever give
go,
them
"Oh,
the
look,
look?"
he's going 71, shall we? Shall we? But, of course, we know nothing of traffic jams in this country. Which country is the absolute heroic epicentre of the traffic jams, of all traffic jams?
I would think India.
No, it's China. China has epic traffic jams. They had one in 2010 that was over 80 miles long, and it moved on average less than 1 kilometre a day. I'm not kidding you. That's how bad it was. And they're so bad regularly that they now have quite profitable services where you call up this service and they arrive on a motorbike. 2 people on a motorbike. One gets in and takes your place in the traffic jam, and you get on the back and the other one drives you through the traffic. But can you imagine?
Do people bring you things like when you get a phone, a pizza and that?
Probably. They're an enterprising people, Chinese, I should imagine so.
But it would be very difficult. I suppose if you bought the pizza on the motorbike, you'd be all right. But it'd be quite frustrating to order the pizza. You know, we're at the lights, so we're 4 days away. I was quite impressed. I went to Las Vegas last year, and they have those billboard trucks that say they can deliver a hooker to your room in 25 minutes. but the pizza still takes half an hour. So what I've worked out is that you could, if you had the resources, get the hooker to pick up the pizza for you.
Absolutely brilliant. Oh, wonderful.